obviously the pros far outweigh the cons, but there are a few cons that have developed for me. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you're having a great day, and welcome to the Tundra TRD Pro YouTube channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know every time I put up a new video and or a live stream. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you're having a great weekend today. Today exactly is 1 month since I bought this brand new 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. I want to go over some likes, some dislikes, a couple things about the truck. There are a couple dislikes now that have grown over the month. I still very much enjoy this truck. It is fun. It is the best driving Tundra I've ever had the pleasure of driving, but there are things we have to talk about, and we will continue to talk about along the way when it comes to this Toyota Tundra. It is a completely new platform, brand new from anything we've ever seen from Tundra, so it's very important we go over every single thing about this truck, good and bad. So in no order, we're going to go through some of the likes and then some of the dislikes, and then I want you to go down in the comments below and let me know what you think about some of the things we're saying. So right now the truck has 545 miles on it. We're getting 14.3 mpg on the truck. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to take any highway trips yet. Hopefully that will be a great experience as well. Just the way the truck handles and everything, I can't wait for that. And then this number will start to come up, especially as the ownership experience goes down the road. You know, I probably won't be driving it so spiritedly. I'm still very much in love with the truck, and it is a great driving experience. So I'm not out here trying to get MPGs, but I want to keep you guys updated. As I said in a short video yesterday, this number has actually come up from mid-13s last week to 14.3, so it is getting better and better every day. And as the engine breaks in, we'll probably, you know, get up there and see somewhere in the 17-18 range. At the end of each trip, when you shut off the truck, it tells you what your MPG is for that particular trip. And lately, I've been seeing between 18, 19.5, somewhere around there. Okay, the first thing on our like list after 1 month of ownership of this 2022 TRD Pro Tundra has got to be the interior layout. Everything about it is new. It looks like it's different, but it's extremely easy to use. Easy buttons to hit, say you have gloves on or something like that. You don't get distracted by having to look over at the buttons. It's very simple, very easy. A big power and volume knob. The screen, the infotainment screen, all new, but extremely user-friendly, easy to use. The gauge cluster, it's a digital gauge cluster, but it's everything that has already been in Toyotas for years as far as the options. You know, individual PSI in each tire, your miles per gallon. There's all the options in there that have always been there. So everything looks like it's high-end, and the technology is all there, but everything about it is extremely, extremely easy to use. Now, another like on my list, and this one may shock you from some of the things you heard about the 2022 Tundras. The build quality in this truck still feels like a Toyota Tundra of yesteryear. There's been a lot of complaints of rattles, wind noise, things like that. In this truck, I have not experienced any of that. Everything feels like it's really well built and put together. Now, this truck was in a QC hold, I believe, in the second half of the 2022 model year. Toyota started to take these trucks and make sure everything is good to go, and they started to deal with some of the complaints they had early on in the first year of the new generation. So with this truck so far, no rattles, no wind noise. And if you're saying to yourself, well, you've only had the truck a month, these are some of the issues people were talking about right away with the truck. So I will keep you updated, but as far as build quality goes, it still feels like an awesome truck, just like any other Tundra that I've had. And I've always said the Tundra had great build quality, no creaks, no rattles, and we're still there for now at least. Now, an obvious like with this truck, I don't think this will ever change, is the driving experience of the truck all around. The feel of it, the suspension, the frame, everything is brand new, and it works together flawlessly to get you down the road. The best driving Tundra I've ever driven, one of the best driving vehicles I've ever driven. Everything works together. The turns, when you're in the turns with this truck, the steering feels very tight. It's a very smooth and compliant driving experience versus the Tundra of yesteryear. And the Tundra of yesteryear was not a bad driving experience. This is just extremely refined and get you down the road nice and comfortable. It's not a bumpy experience. And this has the TRD Pro suspension, of course, but other Tundras I've driven in the new generation also get down the road very nice with very little driving discomfort. The new iForce Max setup and the 10-speed transmission work together flawlessly. You never feel a situation where you don't have the power to get up to speed. Something I always talk about all the time is, say you're going down a road like this at 50 miles an hour and you have to slow down abruptly but then get up to speed. The truck will find the gear and you will get down the road no problem. It's an extremely fast truck. It's kind of surprising how powerful the truck really is. Just, you know, when you pull out and pass cars, it's there, no problem. You have the fed-in noise that you're probably hearing right now, which some people like, some people dislike, but I've gotten very used to it. It just sounds like the old TRD dual exhaust, and there's nothing wrong with a little noise. On the outside of the truck, you can, you know, hear a little engine noise as well, but it's not like what it used to be with the V8, but, you know, they still wanted to give you a little bit of sound. But the overall experience inside the cab and behind the wheel is very comfortable. There's a ton of power. The transmission and the engine are mated together perfectly to work together and not make the truck feel like it's lagging or sluggish or anything like that. Now, as far as driving modes are concerned, I usually drive the truck in normal. It's fine, it's powerful. You know, if you need to get into a different lane to pass a vehicle, you'll get up to speed. No issues whatsoever with that. And the fun part about sport mode, it just holds that lower gear a lot longer. So when you put your foot on the pedal, you're really just out of there. It really pushes you back in the seat. When you go into the sport mode, you can instantly feel and hear the truck change. And I think that's always, it's always enjoyable to know that it's not just a button there that, you know, is to just tell people you have a sport mode. It actually does do something. And the way it holds the gear, it's just completely different experience when you're behind the wheel of the truck. I don't know if you could just hear that, but when I got on the pedal and came off, you could hear the turbo spool. It's a lot of fun, and the truck feels insane when you are in sport mode. And this is where you really feel the difference when you talk about old generation to new generation. When you're getting around turns like this, low speed, around 25-30 miles an hour, the truck doesn't pull to any direction per se. It stays very grounded in the turn. There's not a lot of body sway, body roll. It really does hold the turn quite well, and you don't feel yourself sliding around all over the place. And that should also be a testament to the great new seats with the side bolstering that feel absolutely awesome. But as far as going around turns like that and just overall cornering in this truck, it is definitely something to note in the positive section when it comes to the 2022 and 2023 Tundra. Okay, so those are the likes of this new generation Tundra. Now here are a few dislikes. Now obviously the pros far outweigh the cons. The truck is amazing, it's awesome, I have no regrets. But there are a couple cons that have developed for me over the month. And I'm not talking about things like the phone charger, which we talked about a few times. If you take the case off your phone, it charges the phone great, no problem. If you leave the case on, it's hit or miss, so that's up to you. So we will leave that alone this time. The first con for this 2022 TRD Pro Tundra, and really all of the new generation Tundras that I've driven, has got to be the braking. The braking is completely different from last truck, and it is something that will take you time to get used to. Now, I'm a month into driving this, and I'm still not completely used to the brakes. They grab really well and really slow the truck down quickly. It's something you're gonna have to get used to. They feel a lot different than what we've had in the Tundra of yesteryear. So hopefully over time, I'll get used to the braking in the truck. But for right now, it's gotta be a con because it is just so different and so hard to get used to versus what you'd expect in a big truck like this. They're not bad brakes, they're just different brakes. So right now, we're throwing that on the con list. And last on the con list, and I think it will be here forever, is the turning radius of this new Tundra. It is so much worse than last generation Tundra. I'm sitting in a parking spot. It's nothing scientific about what I'm about to show you, but in this parking spot, which is the same one I used to park in my Army Green 2020, I was able to make the U-turn here in one shot, no K-turn, no three-point turn, just one solid shot around. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like in this new generation Tundra, how I cannot make this U-turn anymore. Not even close. Even if that car wasn't there, not even close that's able to make that turn. So the turning radius is something that's completely different, and it's actually something that I had to get used to in parking lots and stuff like that. The truck is a little bit wider. The TRD Pro is wider than some of the other 2022, 2023 Tundras out there. But when you're parking, you really got to pay attention to where you're parking as far as around people, and will you have trouble getting out with, say, the next row ahead of you in a parking lot? Will you be able to make that turn in a tight situation? That is something that I have to get used to in this truck. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, those are my pros and cons after 1 month. Do I love the truck? Absolutely. Would I trade it for anything else? Not a chance. This is an amazing, amazing truck. I'm so happy I bought it. I have no buyer's remorse. There's a lot more I love about this truck than I dislike about this truck. Although we will keep an eye on some of the things and see how stuff changes along the way. Turning radius is always going to be an issue with this truck, something to very much get used to. And that's why I always stress to you guys, make sure you do a test drive before you do anything. The braking, hopefully I'll get used to it over time. It's just very different than any other half-ton pickup truck I've ever driven, especially the last generation Toyota Tundra. But the whole interior is a win. The exterior look is a win. I know some people don't like it. I absolutely love it, but I have nothing but great things to say. But I want to hear what you guys think about my likes and dislikes. I do want to say one more time, even though this interior looks completely new, technology all over the place, 360 cameras, all of that stuff, it's insanely easy to use. It's very much like we've always had. It just looks a lot different than it ever did, but overall functionality of it is amazing. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe, be well, and please, if you do own a new generation Toyota Tundra, let's hear your pros and cons for those potential buyers in the comments below. Take care.